Hawkins here with Chickenhawkfarmstead, and today I'm going to show you how to change the battery in this Massey Ferguson 265. As you can see, the first thing, well, let me start off with it. It's like a 50-year-old tractor here, so things are how they are sometimes, especially the older ones. It is what it is. You can see it doesn't look the safest. We got the bucket sitting there. I had to charge this thing. I think it was like 6-7 hours just to get enough charge to get it started. Thank goodness I was able to get it started. And I was able to lift the bucket all the way up. And I know I have a slow bleed in the hydraulic system, which is why the 4x4 is posted under there and keeps it up out of the way. Because here's our battery right here. And as you can imagine, when this arm is down, it comes right across here and you're not getting this battery out. So the first thing you got to do is definitely put that up. And I know some people might be like, just take it off. This thing probably hadn't been off in 20 years. I know I've had this machine over 10 years now, and I've never taken it off. So I got the stands for it and that stuff. I bought it used. Yeah, so that's not happening. I know you just pull some pins and stuff and you can slide, you know, this whole thing off. But like I said, it ain't happening. Here's our battery in there. So it's going to come out through this side. I've done this once before or twice before, I think. But I mean, it's not very often. Once when I first got it, and then, yeah, so this might be the second time I've changed the battery ever. If you take this off here, just a little screw thing. Same with the top. It's a little drill piece. Just a little thumb screw thing. Take that off. That way you can get in there and access the panels, or the terminals. Unfortunately, we have to take all these off in order to get that out. You'll see that here in a bit. So that's where it gets a little dangerous and tricky, because you got to pull all those caps off, and underneath those caps is where your acid for the battery is. But they have to come off because this is gonna, we'll undo these bolts here, and you can see there's a wing nut thing there, and that's gonna pull this off so we can lift off and down. But then we'll have to lift this up and drag it out. Once you do that, there's not that much space between here and here. And I thought about taking this hood off, and I've tried it before, but you can see underneath here, there's a bracket there. That's part of the tractor, so that didn't work. But anyways, now you can loosen these up, is another thing I've done in the past. This whole shelf that it sits on, you can pull all that out, and it'll give you a few more inches. I don't remember if we're going to have to do that or not. We'll find out here in a bit. But yeah, we're going to get to it. Like I said, I learn a little bit every time I do this, but luckily I only have to do it every, I guess, 5 to 8 years. And this video is for I told her it's for my daughter, so that way in 8 years from now, next time it needs to be done, she can do it, because these batteries are nothing small. Don't know the exact weight. We'll come over here to the van over here, where I just went and picked up so you can really get a load of the size of this thing. It's a D4. It's upside down, but is like, I guess, the size category for it, because the old one says D430. This one you can see some of the part number, but D4 does it. 1,000 co-cranking amps, 1,200 cranking amps at 32 degrees, and the other one was 1,250. As far as when it's charged, I've never had an issue with anything going on with this. So I'm gonna set y'all on the tripod here, and then I'm gonna go and get my tools. I'm gonna go ahead and unhook the terminals, get all that unhooked, get this done, and then you get to watch the fun of trying to drag it out. I might have to end up getting the wife to come out and help me, because like I said, that thing, it's heavy. One of the times I actually end up taking ratchet strap and going over the hood, and that's where these scratches came from, cranking it to lift it off that bottom plate, so that way I could pull that bottom plate out to get the extra room I needed to come out. But I can't remember if that was before or after I had the idea of just taking the tops off there. So let's get into it. All right, so I got our wires off. All those are going to be different on everybody's tractor. I ended up actually breaking that one because it was eating through so much. And I've added this cable on because I plan on putting the solar charge controller in the cab, throwing a panel on top to make sure this thing, the new battery, stays topped off for longer, because I think there is a phantom draw. But anyways, this thing slides out. There's another one of those brackets on the other side. You can see these big brackets here that hold them in place. This panel, it's got like 3 bolts. It came out. I loosened that to make sure. And I'm hoping that this time, I can't remember exactly how everything went, that I can get this out here. And this is where I was saying you got to take these off. which sucks because then if there is any acid left in the old one, and there definitely will be in the new one, And this is going to get picked up, set on this rail, and slide it forward. But we'll get that in just a second. So I'm going to take all these off. I'm going to put you on a tripod over here, let you watch, see what happens. Alright, so I'll take the rest of these off. And I did put gloves on for this part. Reaching through here. Slide a little bit farther back. Alright, let's see if I can manhandle this thing. Well, you can see it still had a pull that, and I've already undid these in the past. And it actually came out, and I can hear liquid in there, so that's not cool. But it is what it is. As soon as we got that out, let's put these back on. Try to be somewhat safe, right? I really don't. I should have put my glasses down. That way I didn't get any battery acid in my eye. That'd be pretty terrible. And then we'll heave-ho this out of the way. Like I said, I can look up the specs. I think this thing's every bit of almost 100 pounds, if not a little over. Yep, it's heavy. All right. All right, so unfortunately, working on this kind of stuff, I've learned not everything's going to be the same. So if I get this in without a lot of trouble, it doesn't mean you won't have a lot of trouble. Put a couple over the top this way, because it could scrape, and then I'm going to go around it. Kind of wish this had that little plastic cap that a lot of those come with. All right. Got our fingers crossed. Let's hope to goodness this works. Oh, come on. And we're getting stuck. And it's smashing this in right here. So, before we do anything drastic, see if I can get a piece of that metal under there. This is one thing. And then, like I said, there's a bar, an actual piece of metal of the tractor. But it doesn't look unmovable. This looks like it don't want to be moved. We're back with another idea. Alright, so I'm going to try one of these things in the spreader mode, which I put that in the wrong spot. So you take this off of here. If you haven't seen this thing, there it's just a regular like clamp. Take that off, stick it on the other side, facing outwards. So you can see how they face out now. Screw that back in. Now you have a spreader. I'm hoping this might be able to reach. Just maybe I can have enough lift. All right, it's definitely pushing it up some, not a lot. All right, I'm gonna try to go on this side, and hopefully this doesn't drop too hard on me, and have it come in that way. So I'm hoping if I lifted that back, you know, kind of bring it up some. We'll see what happens.
You're going to remove
Hey, can you go grab your mom? See, this is where last time what I did, I ended up taking all this out. I think you can see me on there. Sorry. Yeah, you can take this actual bottom piece out. And I put that in there, and then I had to put a ratchet strap over this thing to hold the battery up while I put that tray, or that, you know, bottom tray back in. I'm hoping I don't have to do that this time. I'm hoping I'll be able to pull it, lift it up in there somehow that way, slide it in. We're just gonna have to see. I'm gonna get me some help and we'll be right back. All right, let's give this a whirl. Did it drop down?
Yeah.
Sweet, see? Just need 2 people. Perfect.
That wasn't heavy at all.
Oh, it wasn't heavy at all. Let's have her lift up the old one and see if she says that. All right, there we go. It's in. I got to do everything in reverse order. We should be good. But that's it. There's no point of boring you with the rest. As far as putting it in, the hardest part is getting it in and out. Find a way. That's the best way I found. Let me know what you think. Hopefully that helps. If you got a similar tractor, having to replace a battery, or you can't get your lift off and stuff. But like, share, subscribe. Have a good one.